It's 1978. I'm 23 years old. And I'm sitting on the counter of a carnival game in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm waiting for my new boss, Richie Furkix, to come and talk to me. He's going to teach me how to work a flat store. Now, a flat store is a game of skill, where the operator is in charge of the outcome. I've never worked a flat store before. Richie is going to have his two top HPAs teach me how to work the game. Now, an HPA is a high-powered agent. A high-powered agent in the carnival has high status. They're always clean because they make a lot of money, so they have money for hotels and money for showers, and I want to be a high-powered agent. I'm tired of sleeping in my car, and I'm tired of taking a shower with the hose after the sun has beat down on it. I'd love a hotel shower and clean clothes. I see Richie walking towards me. He's tall, he's got a great head of hair, he's handsome, and he's got a clean pressed white shirt on, black pants. He wears a watch. He looks like a businessman. He's got a cigarette in one hand and 2 cups of coffee. He hands me a cup of coffee, and he said, "All right, Chicago." He gave me that nickname last night at the party. "All right, Chicago, listen up. Once you step onto the midway, it's Machiavelli all the time. You understand? You leave your conscience at the gate." You leave your conscience at the gate. We are in business. You understand, lady? Business. That's why the carnival newspaper is called the AB, the amusement business. We're in the business of amusing large groups of people. So we have fun, we amuse them, we make some money. So pay attention, because Rock and Roy and Rose, they're going to teach you how to work it. And he gives me a cup of coffee and he walks off. Tells me to wait for Rock and Roy. I look at Richie as he walks off and I think, God, he kind of reminds me of my father. I watched Richie all night at the party last night. His crew loves him. He can make up stories on the spot. He can make up jokes. He sings. He's got charisma. And his crew tells me that if Richie has money, everybody has money. Richie's a gambler. And so if he wins, everybody wins. And that's how my father was. You know, my father, he was tall and handsome, and everybody wanted to be around him. He could tell a great story, but he was a gambler too. And well, sometimes my mother would have to wake my sister and I up at 2 in the morning, throw our coats on over our pajamas, drive us down to the bar, wait outside for my dad to come out from his bartending job so we could drive him home before he went out gambling. I see Rock and Roy come up to me. It's going to be my first lesson. And I think I could do this. I could do this. I want to be an HPA. I did steal that mascara once in high school because I wanted to be with the cool girls, so I think I can do it. Roy comes up to me. Roy is wearing a clean pressed shirt with a little bolero tie. He's got a leather cowboy hat on. He's got boots on. And he's got a lot of jewelry on his hands. And he comes up and he stands across from me. And he's rocking. And he said, "All right, lady, listen, you're tall. You're gonna use it. See those boots you have on? I don't care how hot it gets in the season, you wear those boots because they give you a little height. And you want to stand tall, and you want to rock. Like you can rock to the right, you can rock to the left, you can rock forward, and you're gonna look down at the marks. Makes them nervous. I don't know why it works, but trust me, it does. And you know, lady, a mark is anyone who pays to get into the gate, so pretty much, we've got the whole town of Shreveport. Then he told me that I have to be really good at looking at people's eyes and reading their face while I'm rocking. He said, listen, you're going to pull out your BR and you're going to watch their face for a reaction. Now a BR is a bankroll. And Richie gave all of the HPAs a huge wad of cash. When it was time, you pull out the wad of cash and you show it to the mark and you watch their eyes and you see if they light up. And if they do, it's a good candidate to start to work them. So Rockin' Roy told me that was all he was going to share with me. That Rose would have to teach me the rest. And I was like, oh, come on, give me one more tip. Give me one more tip. And so he said, all right, well, get a real sexy voice. They love that shit. Smooth. Make it as smooth as possible. Tilt your head a little bit, maybe. Tilt your head. Flirt with them. Flirt with them. Use it while you got it. And he walked away. I do want to be an HPA. I want to wear clean clothes too. My clothes are kind of dirty and, I didn't sleep very good last night. I think I could do it. I think I could do it. So then Rose comes up. Now Rose was 19 years old and I was 23, but she was a lot more sophisticated than I was, and I mean sophisticated, like stripped of innocence. Rose, her main goal for the season was to get Richie Furkicks to sleep with her. 2 weeks into it, she's got it rolling. I watched Rose get dressed to go out to the party the other night, and I was watching her put her makeup on, and she took a pin and separated each separate eyelash to make her eyelashes look as long as possible. She had these gray blue eyes and this wild red hair. She had a little tiny chip in her tooth, but somehow it made her look sexier, and she wore real tight clothes. Now, I met Rose because I was working what's called a hanky-pank. Now, a hanky-pank is a game that you can win. It's real easy to. It's like the duck pond. I was working the break-a-plate. The break-a-plate, you just throw shit. You just throw bottles and break plates. And people love to break stuff. And by the way, I was the first woman to ever work a break-a-plate. They wouldn't let any women work a break-a-plate because at the end of the game, you had to shovel the broken plates up, and they said girls wouldn't do it. And I said, I will do it, because it paid more than the duck pond. But still, it was a hanky-pank. And I was working the break-a-plate, and Rose came up to me, and she said, hey, you're new. You have an ID? I'm like, what? And she goes, are you 21? And I go, yeah, I'm 21. And she goes, well, we're going to be good friends. Because, see, Rose lied to Richie. Rose was 19, Richie was 40. And at the end of every night, or during the day, during the downtime, Richie would send Rose to go buy a bunch of liquor. Because he had an extra trailer called the Lush Wagon. Every night after the show closed, all the men would go in there and gamble. The only woman allowed was Rose, and that's because she did some kind of trick where she could pop a ping pong ball out of her, and they would gamble on how far it would go. And that's how I became friends with Rose. So Rose came up to me and she said, all right, girl, let's get this show rolling. First of all, get a knife before the midway opens and cut a deep, deep V-neck into that shirt you're wearing. What's wrong with you? All tied up like that. Use your sex appeal, girl. Use your sex appeal. You're going to have that low cut, and you're going to lean over. Let them see something. Is that a beige bra you're wearing? What the hell? Get a red bra or a black bra. You can't be wearing any beige bra and expect people to like it. Rose said, listen, I'm going to show you what I do. You could rock like Roy. It works for him. Last night at the party, they said that Roy was such a good HPA, he took everything off the last mark that he worked. Everything. He took all his money, all his jewelry. He even took the guy's belt. And I'm thinking, I guess well, I guess I could do this. I mean, Rose makes it sound fun. And Rose said they only had to work 4 hours. And God, I work like 10 hours. I work the whole shift in that duck pond and the break-up plate. So Rose said, listen, here's what you're going to do. Play the game straight for the first couple of dollars, dollar for dollar. And then you know, like Rob said, if they play 3 times, you've got a good candidate. Now, if they start to walk away, call them back, call them back. Call them back and say, wait a minute, I like you. I like you. And give them some kind of confidence call, like pick something out quick, something you like, their shirt, their eyes, make them feel good. And I'm listening to Rose, and somehow I'm thinking about some poem that I learned in high school, and it said, go placidly amongst the noise and the chaos, and later in the poem it says, never feign affection. And Rose is telling me, like, just get them to like you and tell them you like them, flirt with them. And I'm thinking, never feign affection. And then I'm hearing Richie's voice, and they're saying, leave your conscience at the midway, leave your conscience at the midway, at the gate. And I'm like, okay, I could do this. I mean, when I got my first waitress job, I had to leave my emotions at the door, they said, and I was able to do that and just give everything to the guest. And so here, I'm studying Rose. So she said, all right, you got a candidate, you call him back, you confidence call him, and then you're going to teach him the game. Now, the game was called Circle of Science. Some people called it Cover the Spot. It's just a board like this, and it's got a big round dot on it made out of red, and you have 5 discs, real thin, like made out of zinc or something, and the object of the game is to drop each disc just perfectly so that you cover the whole circle. Once you drop a disc, you cannot move it. It took me 2 days sitting in the cookhouse just dropping discs, dropping, to get that perfect drop. Because there's not much play in the board. I mean, if it's not perfect, it's like less than your fingernail. Like you can't win, really, unless you practice for 2 or 3 days. So Rose says, okay, you're gonna show them how to do it. Show them how easy it is. Don't tell them it's easy, just show them. Just say, look, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, and you show them. Teach them how to do it. And then pull out the BR. And she said she keeps her BR right here in her bra, so she really like bends down and pulls out the BR and watches her eyes, and if they get big, she knows she's got a gambler. So then you really start. All right, guy, listen, instead of $1, you're gonna give me $2, but I'm gonna help you out, I'm gonna drop the first disc. So they get $2, you get $4 back. $4 back plus a choice of the big one. And the guy goes for it, right? And then she says, then you go for $4. And then he goes for that, you go up to $8. And you just keep working him. And look and see who he's with. Who he's with, is he with the girl? And then ask her, which one you want? You want the tiger? Is it the tiger you want? Get the girl excited. Go ahead, guy, you want to win her the tiger, don't you? Don't you want to win her the tiger? And I'm watching Rose, and I'm like, God, I want to do this. Rose has really nice clothes, and I think I could do it. So she teaches me all her tricks, and she leaves. And I go into the trailer, and I cut a shirt, and I come back out, and I'm waiting. The midway has opened. It's smelling like corn dogs already. The noise of the zipper, the ride set up next door to us is making a lot of noise, and I'm waiting for my first candidate. And here he comes, I see him. And I teach him how to do the game. I go into teacher mode, which is really easy for me. It's one of my archetypes. And I'm like, look, just drop one down. And then the next, like this, and then the next. And I show him how to do it real slow. And so he tries it and he doesn't get it. And I go, look, let me try it again. Let me show you again. And I show him again, and he doesn't do it. And so I look around to the right, and I look around to the left, like Rose taught me, as if I'm looking for my boss. And I lean over, and I say, look, I'm gonna help you out, because I like you. In fact, I love your eyes. I'm gonna drop 2 for you. You only have to drop 3. but this time it's gonna cost you $5, but you'll get 10 back, and you get a choice of the big one. And so he goes for it. And so he drops gives me the money, and I take the money and I shove it in my bra, and he's doing it, and he's starting to get nervous though, and I'm getting nervous too. And I'm thinking, leave my conscience at the midway, leave my conscience at the midway. And I'm thinking, I don't care if I'm feigning affection, I'm gonna have a hot shower in a hotel. I'm gonna have some fucking money. And so I go, okay, now he's up to $10. And I'm like, okay, $10, guy, I'm gonna drop 3. All you have to do is drop 2. Just drop 2. And he blows it. And then Rose told me if they blow it, yell at him a little bit. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm trying to help you, guy. Are you trying to get me in trouble? All right, I'm gonna drop 4 now. 4. All you have to do is drop 1. You think you can handle it? And I look to the right, and I look to the left, and then I see this woman with these 2 kids, and she's holding their hands, and I realize they've been staring at him the whole time, and I just know it's his wife and kids. And I start to think about my father gambling, and how my mom had to take us to go get him out of the bar, and I'm like, no, don't do that. I've got him going for $20 now. I've got him going for $20. And now he pulls up his sleeves, and now he really wants to win. That's what, he wants to beat me now. He wants to beat the game. He wants to beat me. That's what men do when they want to fight. They pull up their sleeves. And I'm like, cool, take your time, guy. You're gonna blow it. You're gonna blow it. And I've got now $30 off him, and I'm shoving the money in my bra, and he's got one more chance to do it. And I look to the right, and I look to the left, and I see those kids again, and I look him right in the eye, and I pull out all the money. And I quickly look to the right or left this time. I'm not looking for the kids. I'm looking to see if Rose or Richie or Rock and Roy is watching me, and I shove all the money back at him. And I say, listen, guy, why don't you take this money and go take those kids on a ride, buy them some food, make some memories. And then as he walked away, I thought I'd feel good, but I didn't. I kind of felt like a failure, like I can't really be a Carny. I certainly couldn't be an HPA. So it's back to the break